What's up everyone, how's it going? It's Simon here from CD Revival. Thanks for tuning in again, or if it's your first time, thanks for just tuning in, I appreciate that. Today I'm going to do a CD update video, so basically stuff that I've picked up in the last couple of weeks. Some pretty decent stuff I think. I am waiting on a couple, but I couldn't wait any longer to do the video. I waited a day to, wait for Nuclear Assault's Handled with Care to turn up, but that didn't arrive, so we're just going to go ahead with it anyway. So without any further ado, this is what I've got in the last couple of weeks. I'll try and explain like where I've got it from as well. So a couple from eBay. First of all, I've showed these on my Facebook group and page. First album from Brittany Fox. This is the original release, I believe. I used to have this on vinyl back in the day, and I kind of liked it, but I didn't love it. I think it has got some good songs on it. Girl School was the big song at the time, did rounds on MTV. Probably the best track on the album, to be honest with you. Long Way to Love, I think, may have been another single. And it's got a Goodbye to Jane, which is a Slade cover on it. Hold On's pretty good. It's not a bad album. They are very reminiscent. If you like early Cinderella, like Night Songs era Cinderella, then you'll probably like this, but honestly they're not quite as good as that, but still well worth a listen and pretty decent. This one came out, I'm going to say probably around 1989. 1988, 1 year out. But yeah, good album, glammy looking bunch of guys. As you can see, I think one of them did used to be in Cinderella, or maybe two, who knows. Yeah, so that's that. Their second album I also picked up from eBay, so I got the pair of them for, I don't know, like £5 and £6 each. Boys in Heat is the second album. Not quite as glammy, but still fairly glammy on this one. And yeah, another good album, to be honest with you. I think I prefer this one a bit more. Standing in the Shadows is really cool. It's got Hair of the Dog on it, which is a cover of, I think it might be Nazareth, but I might be talking bullshit there. But yeah, it's got some good stuff on here. I think I do prefer it to the first album. This one actually came out in 1989. This was the last album they did with Dizzy Dean Davison on vocals. He left after this. Obviously this was about the time when the whole glam bubble did start to burst somewhat, and they did do another album called Bite Down Hard with a different vocalist. I've checked that one out, not quite as good, but this is probably the best album. I'm not even sure what the cover's saying, but it is a thing. So yeah, that's that. This one I think I picked up from a charity shop for £1, a classic album from The Strokes. Is This It? Hopefully this is okay to show on YouTube. I know the American market, they had to change the sleeve for it. This is their first album with loads of really cool stuff on it. It is a great album. Things like Last Night and Hard to Explain and Someday. Probably the biggest songs on here. Modern Age as well. But yeah, super cool. Influenced the Arctic Monkeys greatly, who are one of my favourite bands. This one came out in 2000 and I think it says 6, maybe 4. Honestly, my eyesight's so bad. Yeah, pretty sure it's 2004. But yeah, good band, and first album probably their best, to be honest with you, but good stuff on there. Then I have got this one, The Smiths, Hatful of Hollow. This is kind of their second album, although it's not really all new stuff. It's like B-sides and BBC sessions of various songs from the first album as well. So it's got This Charming Man, How Soon Is Now's on here, Hand in Glove, Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now, etc, etc. Reel Around the Fountain from the first album, but yeah, different version to what's on their first album. William Is Really Nothing. What difference does it make, etc. If you like the Smiths, then you'll like this, because the Smiths are good and this is a good album. Yeah, eBay I got this one from, I think maybe £4, something like that. This one, another eBay one, The Cure, Disintegration, probably my favourite album of theirs. Bit of a return to their dark sound after Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, which I also do really like, to be honest with you. It's a good mixture of stuff on here. This has got some great tracks on it. Plain Song, Pictures of You, Love Song as well is really cool, Lullaby, fantastic, and Fascination Street, which is one of my favourite songs of theirs. So yeah, really dark stuff, but also really good. If you like The Cure, you probably know this album anyway. Yeah, great album. Well worth having in your collection if you don't have it already. I'm not sure why I haven't picked it up before now, but anyway. Frank Zappa, Chunga's Revenge, another one for the Zappa collection, starting to build up quite nicely, although he has done about 40 million albums, even more since he died. This one, yeah, is no exception, is a good one. There are a few peculiar ones. I haven't listened to this one loads, to be honest with you, but yeah, some good stuff on there. I think this is stuff that was going to be on the 100 Motels album. Originally came out in 1970, I believe, so CD's a 1990 release. eBay from that one, I think that was fairly cheap, £3 maybe. Mind Bomb from The. I think I showed Infected last time, so I've been sort of picking up their stuff. They only did 4 or 5 albums, I think. Missing Dusk, I think, is the one that I haven't got. This one, yeah, good stuff on it. It's got a bit of a kind of Middle Eastern theme on it. Things like Armageddon, Days Are Here Again, Gravitate to Me, Beaten Generation. Johnny Marr plays guitar on this album as well. Great album, guitarist from the Smiths. And didn't really listen to it back in the day, to be honest with you. I didn't really like the Beaten Generation when it came out, but it's kind of grown on me a bit now. And I've been listening to this on Amazon Music, so I thought I'd pick it up. It was very cheap, once again, $2.50, something like that. Another one which I used to have on CD and then for some reason didn't have on CD and now have got it on CD again. Once again, £2.50 eBay. First Suede album. Absolute classic album. The reason I picked this one up is I was, well, A, it's very, very good, and B, I was listening to I thought, oh, do you know what, I'll check that out and put it on Amazon Music, and it's the remastered version, and the remastered version does not sound as good. Yeah, it just really doesn't sound as good. So if you want to listen to it properly, I recommend getting the original one, so you can pick it up pretty cheaply. Once again, every track on here is an absolute banger. So I'm not going to list them all, just say every track is great and this album is great, so well worth your time and well worth your £2.50 or £3 or whatever you pay for it. So definitely get that one. This one's a bit of an upgrade. This is Spreading the Disease, which I do already have by Anthrax. This one I saw, it was on eBay, I think it was £5. And it's the double deluxe edition. So for that price, it goes on Discogs for about £20–30. So I was like, yes, please. So yeah, the disc 2. So it's got the first album. The first disc is the album, and then disc 2 is like live stuff and sort of demos as well. Disc 1, disc track 10, disc 2, tracks 9 to 7, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, rhythm track tape and yeah, some live stuff. So, but yeah, great album anyway. Second album they did, first one with Joey Belladonna on vocals, and this one and Among the Living are my two favourites, depending on whether I want a really heavy, thrashy album or a quite heavy but with really catchy songs. I can't remember which I put first in my ranking. I'll have to rewatch that, but could have been this. Probably was this. Might not have been. I'll have to rewatch that. Let me know in the comments what I did put as my number one. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. But yeah, double edition of Spreading the Disease. Superb album. Was very happy to get that. This is another one that I've held off on for a while just because I don't really like it that much. Def Leppard Diamond Star Halos, their most recent album. This is once again a deluxe edition. Yeah, it's okay. It's got the extra tracks on it. And I think it was £6, which was kind of like, oh, that'll do, I'll pick it up now because I've got every other one of their albums. I think it's a good album. I think it's overly long and I think it's a little bit bland. Some tracks are really good and some tracks I don't like so much, which is the case with a lot of the modern Def Leppard albums. But even so, I grabbed it, so I've got their whole collection once again now. This is the only one I was missing, and say it's been out for over a year now, so yeah, I bit the bullet, picked it up. Cannibal Corpse, this is Bloodthirst. This is the German version, so it has got a slightly less gory cover than the normal non-German, because the Germans are particularly squeamish about just everything, really. Even video games are, you know, kind of censored in a gore way. But yeah, Cannibal Corpse stuff's really, really difficult to find for a decent price. And the unedited ones, like this, the album's not edited, but the cover is. So I picked up the German one. I think it was £5 or something. But yeah, cool album. Pounded Into Dust, Dead Human Collection, Spine Splitter, etc. Hacksaw Decapitation. Loads of really cool stuff on here, and a good album from them. This one came out in Vision now, 2008. Let's pretend it's that if it's not. So yeah, great album. We've got a few. This one came from a what do you call it? Charity shop. Jean-Michel Jarre, Equinox. This is from who knows what year. It doesn't even say. Probably does on the CD. 1978. Yeah, I think I paid 50p for this. So I thought I had another one of his albums as well, but Oxygen I thought I had, but it turns out I actually don't. But anyway, 8 parts of Equinox. Pretty cool French synth style stuff from the late 70s. If you know him, you'll know the style, but was happy to get that for that price. And this one also from a charity shop, once again 50p or something. Jam and Spoon, Trip-O-Matic Fairy Tales. Trancey, dancey, bloody music. Yeah, good. The famous one on this from back in the day was Stella, and that is on here, obviously. But yeah, it's pretty cool. If you like trancey, dancey, bloody music, then that'll float your boat. It's pretty decent. Another, well, it could be called upgrade. Already obviously have Number of the Beast. I've got the original CD of it. I do like these enhanced ones because they have extra tracks on. This one obviously has got Total Eclipse on, which isn't on the original CD. It's got the multimedia section, which has got Run to the Hills and Number of the Beast videos, which I've got on DVD anyway. But also they have nice books, and that is pretty much why I paid the £3.50 or whatever it was, because the books are nice with nice photos and nice information, and it's all just nice. And the only one I haven't got now is Somewhere in Time, which seems to be very expensive. It's got the single cover of Number of the Beast inside and all the artwork from the singles, and yeah, I like these ones, to be honest with you. So I decided I was going to upgrade my Number of the Beast to that. A couple of Aphex Twins now. This one is Cyro, which is his most recent album, which came out who knows when, maybe like 2016, but it might have been before that even. 2014. This one, basically the sleeve is kind of like a big shopping list of stuff. That's pretty much the way it goes down. But yeah, not his best album, not his most experimental album, and I think he said himself it's the closest he's come to sort of pop, but it's still not that commercial. It is still pretty Aphex Twin-esque. And yeah, it's the only, well, I've got a couple of maybe, yeah, 1 or 2 that I haven't got of his, but anyway, I got that from eBay, £6 or £7 I think. This one paid well over the odds for. This is his newest EP, Black Box Life Recorder, 4-track EP, the standard shit poor fucking case that CDs come in these days, and base part of the tenner basically for a 4-track EP. If you don't buy it when it comes out, I found with Aphex Twin you pretty much have to then pay £1 billion for it later on, so I sort of bit the bullet, and it's okay, it's pretty good, it's pretty decent, but once again, for a 4-track EP, full LP price, I think is a fucking liberty. But regardless, next, Saxon, Call to Arms. Pretty cool album. Saxon stuff is, once again, you can find it fairly cheaply sometimes and when you do see it fairly cheaply, you have to kind of pick it up, because they're usually like, you know, 15-20 pounds for a Saxon CD. This one's from 2011. Lord Kitchener, famous sort of cover, and yeah, pretty decent. So that one, do like Saxon, they'll be coming to them in my, when I go through my S's, I've got a fair few of their albums and they're all pretty decent. This was a charity shop one, and I didn't really know what to expect when I picked it up. It was 50p, Collapsed Lung, Jackpot Goalie. Turns out they're a bit of a sort of parody hip-hop kind of band. Fairly interesting. Certainly worth 50p, not sure if it's worth much more than that. 1995 this one came out. Can't listen to it on Amazon, it's not on there. So for that reason alone, yep. Blade 2, the soundtrack. Did I get this from a charity shop? I think I did. Quite like Blade 1, the soundtrack. So Blade 2, the soundtrack, yeah, it's very techno-y. It's got a lot of collaborations. So you've got things like Fatboy Slim and Eve, Massive Attack and Mos Def, Paul Oakenfold and Ice Cube, Ronnie Size and Cypress Hill. So it's all fairly sort of, what do you call it, drum and bass slash hip-hoppy slash techno-y, Moby and Mystical. So yeah, 50p, good album. What else have I got? Where did I get this one from? I think this might have been from a car boot that I went to a few weeks ago, where I got there and I was there for like 5 minutes and it started to piss with rain. Anyway, it's the Eurythmics, Be Yourself Tonight. Yeah, I bought, I don't know, like 5 for, I don't know, they were, it was an offer anyway. There wasn't much going on, and then everyone started to pack up because they started chucking it down with rain. So I just grabbed what I can and left. Yeah, some classic tunes on here. So things like Would I Lie to You, There Must Be an Angel, Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves, It's Alright Baby's Coming Back, that's a cool tune as well. So yeah, do not mind a bit of Eurythmics, and it's got some good tunes on it. This one came out in 1985, so quite a while ago, but a good one. Same place, same seller, Blur, The Great Escape. Yeah, I don't mind Blur, I think they're pretty cool. This one has got Stereotypes, Country House, Charmless Man on it, and the Universal, so they're all pretty good tracks. I've not listened to the whole album. They've obviously brought out a new album recently and been doing some live shows, but that's one of their classics. Another album from The Strokes, First Impressions of Earth. I think this is their 3rd album. Have I listened to this? I think I might have listened to it once. This is kind of some sort of deluxe edition. I'm not going to pull it all out, but it's got cards in it of the band and like a booklet and what have you. You can see there in the front cover, it's got, you know, it sort of comes out and, you know, makes stuff happen. But yeah, not bad. So I think I might have listened to this once. I was listening to their first album quite a bit. Same place once again. I think I got that from a charity shop. I think that was a 50p charity shop. This was from the car boot sale Smash and Grab. Best of Mountain. Not got any of their other albums. I've heard Nantucket Sleigh Ride, the album, like a fair few times. Leslie West, really cool guitarist. This has got Nantucket Sleigh Ride on here and like Mississippi Queen, which are their most famous tracks, I guess. So yeah, pretty cool with that one. And lastly, a couple of Beatles ones. This one you see about quite a lot. This is the Anthology II. Usually you see it and people want way too much money for it. I think I paid £2. So I consider that a win. And yeah, it's got loads of like alternate takes of their, you know, a lot of their most famous songs and not so much famous songs. It's also got Real Love, which was yeah, a new song. They did the whole Beatles Anthology TV, it was on DVD as well, which is well worth a watch. 1996, man, it seems that's a long time ago. Anyway, Anthology 2, it's a 2-disc edition, £2. I was very happy to get that for. And the last Beatles one, which I got from the same person for the same price, is Let It Be Naked, which is the non-Phil Spector version of Let It Be. This is a 2-CD version. Which has got like a video on it, I think. But yeah, still a cool album, and a little bit less overblown than the original Let It Be, so was happy to pick that up. So that is that. Sorry I've waffled on a bit there. Hope you've enjoyed the video. So once again, really thanks for tuning in. All the people that have subscribed recently, so there's been a little bit of a mini surge of subscribers recently. So all you new guys, really appreciate you subscribing, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. Yeah, and I'll catch you next time. We'll definitely get into the S's next time. There's stuff to go through. Smashing Pumpkins will probably be the first video, amongst others. But cool. Well, I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I will catch you all next time. Take it steady. Ta.